Kazakh nation met quite an amount of challenges throughout the centuries it was seeking independence. So much blood has been shed on this way. The glorious sons of Alash went on feats, leaving their wives and children. Devotion to their motherland was leading them, the land that should be defended for the sake of descendants' bright future. It was not an easy task preserving the unity of all people inhabiting the territory of the Great Steppe from Altai to the Danube. For example, in the 17th century, the number of Kazakhs decreased significantly due to the continuous wars with Dzungars. In 1718, after the death of Tauke Khan, internecine strife in the Kazakh Khanate broke out with even greater force. Tauke Khan is known for successfully ending fragmentation of the three Juzes and creating a strong centralized state with Turkestan as its capital. However, after his death, his son Bolat Khan failed to maintain centralized power.
Бұл кезде әрбір ел, әрбір ру, әрбір тайпа
It went so far that each tribe was electing its own Khan. Dzungars that were roaming at the foothills of Altai Mountains took advantage of those circumstances. They invaded the Kazakh steppes. Fragmented tribes were unable to repel well-armed invaders.
Жақсы қаруланған жоңғарларға қарсы қауқар көрсетуге шамасы болмады.
In addition, in 1721, a massive marine overtook the Kazakh steppe. The cattle was the main resource of production and nutrition of nomads. Therefore, these mass livestock deaths led to a drastic weakening of the Kazakh tribes. This period of history, known as Years of Great Tribulation, Aktaban Shuberinti al-Kakol Sulama, which means walked until their souls turned white, falling exhausted, laid by the lake. The tragic period of its history Kazakhs described in the song mourning Yelimay, My Dear Nation.
Ақтабаш орынды кезінде бір жағынан жоңғарлар қыспағынан, екінші жағынан
In 1723, Kazakh tribes, pressed by well-armed Dzungars, began to flock to the Lake Alakol and southern regions. In fact, by 1726, Dzungars captured almost the entire territory of the Kazakh Khanate.
Бүкіл Қазақстанды жаулап алған еді.
Shondoba, a Savon Jangarian, Huntay Shid Tsevan Raptan, scattered Kazakh tribes. With his 70,000 army, he captured cities Sayram, Tashkent and Turkestan. Wherever Kazakhs fled, Dzungars relentlessly pursued them. Exhausted, heartbroken, desperate people went to the south, losing their relatives, leaving all their belongings and cattle. Senior Jews, Horde, went through Hodzhan to the south, middle to Samarkand and Bukhara. Junior Horde retreated to Hiva and the Volga region.
Жоңғар басқыншылықтарының Қазақ еліне деген өзінің езгісін
Dzungar invaders brought a lot of suffering and humiliation. The ruling elite, casting aside personal ambition in the face of a common threat to the existence of the nation as an ethnic group, convened Kurultai. The National Congress was considering the question of unification of three Kazakh Juzes to fight the invaders.
Сол кездерде мына Түркістандағы мәртебедегі
During this period, 3 centuries ago, on an Ordabasy hill near Badam Lake, 3 great leaders, Joly B, Ayteke B, and Kazakh B, were able to rally together Hans and warriors of 3 Juzes. They united Kazakh people in the face of great challenges. The National Assembly etched in the annals as the important historical event, which helped to strengthen the spirit of the people as well as to awaken national consciousness.
Күлтөбеде, мәртөбеде бұлар жау қолында болды. Киелі Түркістанның өз жау қолында болды. Сондықтан да ең стратегиялық және әскери жағынан алғанда да
Kultobe, Martobe, and even Turkestan were occupied by the enemy. Therefore, Ordabasy was chosen for Kurultai. The location was relatively safe for gathering representatives of all 3 Juzes in wartime. The surrounding area was easily observed from that hill.
Төңіректің бәрі айнала анық көрінетін болғандықтан, бұл өте жиналыс жасауға өте қолайлы жер болған болды. Құрылтайға өте қолайлы жер болды.
Ordabasy Mount was chosen for Kurultai for a reason. The height of the hill of 530 meters allowed observing the area of 50 kilometers around. In addition, the slopes of Ordabasy have numerous sources of spring water. That was an important factor for cavalry, which was the main type of army for nomads. Ordabasy is located 40 kilometers to the west from Shymkent city, near Badam Lake. The ancient sources described it as an upland hill, which is visible from afar, and the traveler is at 2 main roads folk, one of which leads to the south, the second to the east, to the ancient cities of Taras and Balasagun. This is where Abulhayr, Abilmambet, Sameke, Jolbaris Hans, led by 3 Bs, agreed to unite in the struggle against Jungar invaders. Bs expressed the will of nation, shocked with grief. They were also the ones who took that crucial decision. A general was chosen from the circle of Hans military, and Baturis of all 3 Kazakh Juzes were unified under his command.
Қазақ бір тудың астына бірікті.
Kazakhs reunited under one flag. By decision of 3 wise men, Abulhayr Khan was leading the people. He had an exceptional military talent and was a skillful commander. At a young age, Abulhayr studied martial arts, fighting in one of the units of Boginbay Batur.
Туын ұстауға, қазақтың біріккен көк туын аспанда желбірету үшін Бөгенбай Батырды сайлады.
In 1727, on the banks of the river Bulanti, a first major defeat was inflicted on Jungar army. The terrain on which the battle took place was later named Kalmak-Kurulgan, place of the death of the Kalmyks. 2 years later, in 1729, 120 kilometers from the Lake Balhash, in the town Anrakai, another major battle took place. It ended with victory over Oirats. The unity of people led to defeat of the enemy. In this war, everyone fought as a single whole, sultans and baturs, regardless of status. This unity of people was the key to the long-awaited victory. The ruling elite, Hans and sultans, Abilmambet, Barak, Sameke, Abulhayr, Sultan Bet, advanced on enemy, shoulder to shoulder with Baturs, Boginbay, Kabanbay, Naurizbay, Raimbek, Jasibay, Sanarik, Taylak, Janibek, Yeset, and Malesari. Many legends arose from their heroic deeds. Women also participated in battles against Jungars. In particular, the daughter of Sultan Abilay, Aytolkin, Yesenbike, daughter of Karasay Batur, Aybike, daughter of Bulanbay Batur, and many more. For example, Gauhar Batur, the wife of Karakere Kabanbay, was leading the reconnaissance unit.
Алтай Ордабасы тауының баурайында
The preparation for the battle on Ordabasy Mount took 6 months. Kazakh people concentrated all their efforts. An elaborate military tactic allowed assigning specific tasks. A war cry was calling on to fight to the last drop of blood for the sake of motherland.
Бүкіл 300-дің ұрпағына, келген батырларына
Historians refer to Kazakh campaigns and battles against the Jungars as the golden age of heroism of the nation. The heroism of people, their selfless courage resulted in not just survival, but also the defeat of invaders. Since then, this hill has become a sacred place for Kazakhs. This is where the fate of the nation was determined. Everyone who passes this area makes sure to stop and worship the mountain, sincerely wishing people peace and serenity. There is a monument at the top of the Ordabasy Mount that was built during the latest history of independent Kazakhstan. It stands there as a reminder of that heroic age.
Негізгі қорлар бұл жаңағы аш аспан астындағы 17.
This is an open-air museum. The main exhibits are located here: Saka Mounts, Monument of Unity, Taikazan. In general, the fund keeps 1,165 exhibits, which have historical value. The Reserve Museum, covering an area of more than 1,000 hectares, was created based on the Ordabasy necropolis, as well as of complex and singular archaeological architectural monuments of Ordabasy district. A 28-meter-high stele tops the mountain, a reminder of the heroic past to future generations. Trihedral stele is lined with white marble slabs. Every facet seems to be directed towards the region, which marks an important milestone in the history of the nation. Surdarya on the west, the Karatau Mountains on the north, and the Kazakh Mountains on the southeast. Every facet has a plate engraved with quotations of 3 wise bees. Archaeological artifacts and tools found within the region make up the main basis for exhibition. The objects that draw particular attention are a Saka Akinak, a well-preserved sword, a brick with Nestorian cross, and detailed maps illustrating the cause of Kazakh Jungar battles. More than 40,000 tourists from all over the world visit Ordabasy every year. One of the main tasks of the museum is to preserve and convey the future generations epical words of these 3 Bs. On the 26th of May 1993, the leaders of 3 countries, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan, met at the foot of this mountain. President Nursultan Nazarbayev and leaders of neighboring countries signed an agreement on eternal friendship. After that, Nursultan Nazarbayev officially opened the National History and Culture Reserve. The area of the park sums up to 1,134 hectares. Another meeting of historical importance took place here after 267 years. The meeting of leaders of 3 states. President Nursultan Nazarbayev once again pointed out the importance of consolidation of the nations, of retaining solidarity. Places like Martobe, Kultobe, Karakum, Karakarim, Ordabasy and Tsastobe will always remain in memories of the people. Located next to ancient cities of Turkestan, Sayram, Tashkent, Suzak, Sauran, these hills were venues where determining decisions were made. Each mountain is a symbol of unity of Kazakhs. Among them, Ordabasy, which embodies peace and harmony. From the very moment of making decision to fight back Jungars on Ordabasy Mount, Kazakh people learned the power of unity, resulting in once again becoming masters of the vast territory from Atarau to Altai, from Tobil to Kurdai. Time is passing. but it cannot erase deep traces in memories of the nation, reflecting its heroic past.